Hey, what's up guys, it's Bronson. In today's video, we're going to be going over how to make a good tattoo design on the iPad Pro, pulling in a lot of tips and tricks that I like to use. So let's get into it. So for this video, we're going to be using the iPad Pro and an app Procreate. Now I've already got a few images here that I've selected. I haven't really had much of an idea put together for this video. I wanted to keep it kind of natural to my designing process and organic in that way rather than me having something perfectly planned where things just look flawless. So I am rolling with this. I don't really know the order of things that I'm doing. Okay, so now we're in the app Procreate. My screen size and page size is set up for A4. I've got some images that I've already selected and I'm just going to work with those. So starting off, one of the key factors that I want in this tattoo is a female portrait and then this kind of Poseidon Zeus statue. So first off, we just want to get this scaled properly here. And then we're going to desaturate the image for a black and grey tattoo. So my overall idea with this tattoo is I want to do something quite creative, not just having these two images sit next to each other. I really want to incorporate them in any way I can and really every way I can so that the images are really relevant next to each other. I kind of had the idea of splitting these two in a way that she's kind of holding the Poseidon face kind of like a mask. So we'll just see if we can make something like that happen. So here's my opacity. First I will just adjust these curves, make it a bit more relevant to the other image. So here's the opacity. So whenever I'm trying to join two images together, I'll drop the opacity of the second image, and then that way it allows me to see through there and see if things are lining up well. So I want to get that face direction to be fairly matching up as if she's taken off the mask. So not only is the face going to be lower, but I also want to get that tilt on how you would naturally tilt that mask off. So perhaps something like this. And when I'm doing this, I'm really thinking what areas are important on this Poseidon, which do I want to keep and what do I want to lose. Some of this hair has really good flow up in the top and the beard as well, and obviously I really want to keep the eyes intact, so I can show you just roughly with my thinking what I'm wanting to keep. If we go soft airbrush, really is this front portion that I think is really important. This is like our major factors on this image, and anything up and right of that is kind of minor. So I can leave that there and you guys can kind of understand what I'm trying to do. So get our freehand cutout tool and then we can go through, and for this first example we'll try a harsh edge. So we can put in some kind of cuts in here. You can tell I'm a bit of a rookie at Procreate, but we make it work, we get the job done. This opacity back up. So this is pretty good. I just feel like it's not looking very mask-like as well at the moment. Perhaps a step we could do to help that is take out the eyes. So if we get our eraser tool, use a medium brush, go from there. So we'll get that size down quite a bit. I might even go soft just for that edge so it's still looking real. Obviously you can tattoo it looking really nice, but for this purpose we want this design to actually look as good as possible. When I'm tattooing it and making this design normally, I probably wouldn't worry about having things so perfect. Cool, so that's, I feel like, giving much better look. And now we want one of these hands kind of holding that mask too. This is something that I really haven't thought about, so I'm not even sure if this hand's gonna work or what, but we'll try make something work. I might just duplicate this to make it easier, and then on the hand part. So we'll keep the hand on this half. Let me unselect that. Keeping the hand here. We can do this. Just tidy this up a little bit. And then on the hand section, I want that to be above our Poseidon. So on this part where we're keeping the face, we'll do the opposite and erase the hand. So now we want to match these up as well as we can. And right now in my head, I'm really thinking, this isn't working, it's not looking good, but we're going to roll through it. So we want to get these values down a bit so we have some structure of the hand. Get those highlights up just a touch. Okay, and now we start working through our problems. Obviously, I think there's about 10 at the moment, but let's go. So down here by the beard, we want to take some of this away and create that to be a little bit darker. Then we pull in our top image, see how we're looking. Alright, let's get rid of that for a second. Once I get this sorted, start rolling into, I'm wondering if I even like this harsh shape. I feel like that's not quite right. This hand curves again, darken a little bit from looking at it. It's not quite right. Highlight up just a touch. Okay, I feel like we're getting a little bit closer here. Perhaps that's more the goal here, or the solution of moving past this, is I feel like that hair on there was actually throwing it off looking like that mask and too much of a statue. So we're just going to work at chipping away at that and see what we can do. I'll move on to my hard eraser and apply a bit of pressure and create this rounded shape. Now, something that I think about when I'm positioning these two images together is with the mask and the portrait, the part where her lips are dark, ideally I would like some of the highlights of the portrait to be touching that so that there's a nice contrast. If you put the dark area of perhaps the shadow of the cheeks up by the lips, those tones might kind of look washed into each other. So I'll try to get this highlight nice and close to the lip there, and our hand needs to be positioned as well a bit better. So really, scale this down just a touch. Okay, cool. So I'm pretty happy with how we've moved on from these problems, and I kind of like the way that this video is going. This is very natural to how I design on the daily, you know. I create things, problems come up and we move past them. I like that this isn't some perfect YouTube video where everything's all pre-planned and stuff like that, how I would probably usually have it, but this is a little bit last minute and I'd really just like to keep creating content for you guys. So please excuse me if this is a little bit hit and miss, but we're gonna get through it and create something good. I'm pretty happy with the Poseidon face and the hand, so I'm gonna go and merge those layers now. Merge those. And now I wanna kind of move on to making things look the correct theme that I'm trying to apply with this design. So obviously being Poseidon, I want to add in a lot of water effects and stuff like that. So I have some saved here. Down the bottom, I'm thinking of having my larger portion of water, and then maybe some kind of water shapes or smoke kind of wisping up and moving higher in the tattoo through that, kind of creating some like relevance all through the tattoo, so that theme doesn't just stop where the water stops. So I'm going to start off with my largest body of water that I have, which is either going to be this or this one. I think that has a bit of direction to it, so I'll probably save that and use that somewhere where it might be a bit stronger in the tattoo. So we'll start off with this large section here. So obviously there's areas that I want removed. Probably drop our scale a little bit. And this design is designed for a left leg. So we want everything facing forward to that position. So if this is the left side of me, we want all these images facing forward like so. And there's even like relevance here, just in the flow, the direction of these waves. If it's here, it's almost flowing in the wrong direction. We can see here, we've got a little bit of flow. And let me just step into that point a little bit for you guys as well. So there's a lot of factors that I want to be all flowing this way. We can see a wave. I will add in more as well. There's a little bit of hair flowing this way as well. And the top of the mask that we've made, also that line kind of incorporates into the flow. Negative space, like this highlight on the mask, is really going to shape the tattoo. I will up the scale a little bit, just so that some of this detail down the bottom isn't so tight. And then also, do I want this to have a hard edge? Do I want the hand to be over this section of the wave or under? So we'll have the fingers clear, I think, and then I want some kind of diversity in there, so I want some of the waves splashing over. I'll probably add on to that effect soon. And now we'll look at our other waves as well, see if we can tie these in. So again, I'd really like that flow this way. And with these other images I've saved, I more just want to steal pockets of it. I don't want to keep layering heavy sections on. Just helping to add some direction. That angle right here, perhaps over the fingers. Go, and we'll desaturate that. Drop our opacity a little bit, see how that's looking. I think something like this is pretty good. See if I have a nice texture that might, even charcoal, put that on white and just create some noise where I want it. So just over here. Might be a bit harsh actually. Just split that, get some. Go and just smudge in some of these tones and erase out that finger again. Cool, so I'm pretty happy with where that's going now. Let's create this. Just for the design's sake, let's get this on a darker background so things are looking a bit nicer. I really want to think about keeping things fairly center. So if I draw a line down here now, I think everything's pretty good. Perhaps the mask could drop down and right a little bit as well, just to really keep that in the center panel, but we'll have a look. I don't feel like it's too far off to the side. The hand's still nice and center, so we might be able to get away with it, but let's have a look. So what I'm talking about is dropping this down and right. And And just working kind of from the bottom of this tattoo on the way up, I'm gonna start merging some layers together and kind of dusting off the side a little bit. Okay, let's try this. That's alright. Size is pretty good. Try just heavily cover one area, go through, and then just to fill that gap that I've created, I can just warp this up slightly. That's another thing when working with these really organic shapes, whether it's waves or smoke, you can really just use the warp tool and get things pulled in the right direction how you want. For example, if we wanted this to be curved more this way, we can bring that down, bring this up, creating a different shape if we wanted to work with that. So with this shape, I'm going to try and bring some relevance from the bottom of the tattoo up to the top. Also, the direction's important. I feel like maybe I can't face it quite this way because I feel like that splash might be going the other way. So I'd really like to see it on the edge of this tattoo, but without interfering with the shape of this portrait as well. So now I'm just trying to match up this wave with the flow of her hair that's already there. And just double check that it doesn't look better the other way. I think we're good that way. Cool, I'm pretty happy with where that first one's placed. Just make sure the opacity's up. So I was able to find some water drops, and now we'll add them to the portrait to see if that's enough to really tie this piece in together. And one of the final steps, just to help this tattoo connect well, I'll just go through and I'll put a bit more of an edge onto the mask so that it's nice and clear. Okay, so I think we're pretty close to a finished product that I'd be happy to tattoo on anyone, and I probably will. But I feel like the top of this tattoo is just looking a little bit too random with this distorted wave over the head. So we're going to try and do something to get through that, and then we should be done. We'll print it out and we'll see how we're looking. So I really want to make sure I'm getting this angle right of the wave, because it is going to appear to be part of her head. So if I do that the wrong way, it's really going to distort what we're trying to achieve. feel like this is much better now. It's just a bit more defined, and also the direction of that flow. So to finish this piece off, I will also see what I can do to get everything flowing the right way. There is one area that is slightly incorrect, which is this curve here. Just because, as I was saying earlier, I want everything to be curving kind of this way, but this area, I'm gonna see if I can create more of this curve. Lower that wave so we have more of the finger included. If there's not enough showing, and when it's tattooed, it might just look like random something, especially next to the wave. It's quite, there's a lot going on. So if we erase some of this wave with it a bit lower down, then we can include more of the finger, making sure that the viewer who's looking at the tattoo can clearly see what that is. Cool, so now our design's pretty much finished. I think that we've hit all of the things that are important when making a tattoo design. I think our client will be happy with this. I think our size is good. I think the theme, everything is really relevant. All the images are working together. The tones are nice through the tattoo. So I think we might just have to tattoo this. Maybe jump on my Instagram, send me a message if you want it. Let's make it happen. Now, you guys all know that one thing that I'm like really obsessed with my tattoos, especially tattooing realism. I like to add a lot of flow and a lot of life to these tattoos. I don't just want to tattoo a realistic portrait. I want to really pull these ideas from my client and make something that we're both going to be happy with. You can see here that that the flow in the tattoo is good. So if I just show you here, this is just the same as if I were to do smoke, or even just how some artists do like negative lines running through a piece. So you can see this negative space of these waves is roughly like this, which basically equals this, you know, it's that nice flow. And the same again here, all of this, all the direction is in a good spot. And this mask is adding to that. This will be the edge of the shin here. So it's all something that I'm really happy with. Alright, I think that I'm finally happy with that design. There were definitely a lot of challenges there, but I do, like I said before, like how this video went. The problems came up and we were able to solve them, and the outcome is something that I'm really happy with. So let's print it out and we'll have a look. Alright, so here is our finished product. Cool, thank you guys for watching the video again, and I'm going to try have some more videos out real soon, setting some time aside for YouTube itself, so hopefully I'm creating things that you all want to see. Let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see next, and I'm sure I'll be tattooing this image very soon for you guys. Sweet, thank you.